Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. This is J.R. Moore coming to you live from deep mountains of the Missouri Ozarks on Friday, the 20th day of July, year of our Lord 2012. Welcome to the John Moore Show. Well, we're at 68 degrees here, deep in the mountains of the Missouri Ozarks, headed for a high temperature of 94 degrees, which is actually a cooling trend. Beginning tomorrow, it's going to be 100 degrees plus for about a week or so. Isn't that special? We do have a bunch of Earth Change headlines here at standardeo.com. We should have Ann Morrison calling in shortly, so let's just jump right in here. First headline, this week's drought map expands yet again. Most of these are weather-related, by the way. Drought unlikely to budge through October. Bad news. Silver lining, historic U.S. drought. Fewer mosquitoes. Then we have summer of 2012 and running for the hottest summer on record. Not surprised. Going north to the Arctic, June Arctic ice melt sets records. Then we have going to the center of the country, Mississippi River. How low can you go, Mississippi? I understand that barge traffic has been curtailed because of the low river. Then we've got storm knocks out power to thousands in Connecticut. Next headline, cowpocalypse. Prepare for the largest ever drop-off in livestock herds. That means dramatically low prices for beef in the short term and in much higher prices later on. And back in the Midwest. Midwest drought now burning pig farmers also. Then we have drought expected to drive up costs of milk, cheese, and officials pray for rain. Then we've got no respite for U.S. crops. Kentucky corn hit hardest. Next, we've got corn production slash. Soybeans next shoe to drop, ? Going across to England. The United Kingdom wheat exports tumble as stocks hit historical low. World grain price surge, triggering defaults. Then we've got livestock and ethanol producers fight over who gets the grain. Well, I'm sorry, but I just found out a few months ago myself that when the ethanol producers are finished with the corn, the mash that's left over is more nutritious, and the cows like it better than the plain old corn. In fact, the cattle ranchers competitively bid on the mash left over from making ethanol, so I don't know what the deal is there. Next headline, going over to India. As U.S. drought spreads to India, will the black swan be deep fried? And last but not least, bird flu cases may jeopardize Mexico egg exports. Without further ado, we do have patiently waiting in the green room my friend Ann Morrison. Ann is a scientist. Ann is an engineer. She is a proprietor of the excellent website homeland-defense4u.com, which is linked on my links page at thelibertyman.com. Good morning, Ann.
Good morning, John. Well, you sent out quite an email yesterday. And,
I did. I did.
Do you want to say anything about that and maybe promote your show for next Wednesday?
Well, yes. The email I sent out talks about the event that's going to be, we believe will be happening. At least that's what I'm reporting from my 4 different independent sources. August 17th, it appears that NIBIRU may be making its closest passage into our solar system. And then on September 26th, its closest passage as it goes back out. 4 independent sources, all verifying this information. And this coming Wednesday, the 25th, I will have Mike Harris. Mike is the talk show host here on Republic Broadcasting that follows my show Monday through Friday. And we'll be talking about these matters. Mike is in touch with 2 of these sources, and I'm in touch with 2 also. And between the 2 of us, we're going to have an interesting 1-hour discussion on Wednesday the 25th. So just kind of mark it on your calendar and stand by. You're going to knock your socks off.
Okay, when you say it's the closest coming into the solar system, that doesn't mean that it's going to actually enter the solar system. Is that right?
No, it is. It's already in our solar system. It'll make its closest passage to Earth, is what I was attempting to say. Its closest passage to Earth as it enters the solar system on the 17th of August, and its closest passage to Earth as it leaves the solar system on the 26th of September.
But it does not cross the orbit of the Earth, does it?
I don't know how close it comes to the actual orbit of Earth. That's knowledge I don't have. Professor McCanning refers to action at a distance.
Yes.
And we see this every day, and we all observe it, especially those who live on the ocean. Our moon is what, 1/10 the size of Earth, Ann, more or less?
Oh, I guess, yeah. It's pretty small.
Oh, it's fairly small, and it's 250,000 miles away. And that small rock, 250,000 miles away, makes all the oceans on the planet go up for 12 hours, and all the oceans on the planet go down for 12 hours. It's called the tide. And that's action at a distance from a fairly small rock, a fairly good distance away. The 10th planet is not 1/10 the size of Earth. It's 3 to 5 times the size of Earth. And it could be 1,000,000 miles away and have a dramatic impact. It could be several million miles away and have a dramatic impact. It has a far larger iron-nickel core than we do. So its effect of gravity and electrical energy is going to be far greater than its size would indicate. So that's basically a synopsis of the email I sent out, and Tim Spencer may be posting it on his website. I haven't talked to Tim yet, but I'm acting as a reporter here, an investigative reporter. I'm not advocating that people do anything except read this and make their observation and educate themselves and do what they think they need to be doing.
Well, as another example of action at a distance, the sun sent off a flare on the backside. So it was not, when I say the backside, that means the backside of the sun to the Earth. So it was not expected to influence the Earth, but it does. And the reason it does is because the magnetic lines of force between what they call the interplanetary magnetic force curves. And that curve has brought a scale of S1, a solar storm of level 1, into our atmosphere. And we are currently experiencing well, I call it dust on the video that comes down from our satellites. It's just noise. It's pixelated noise. And they say that the astronauts will not be affected, nor will our geosynchronous satellites. But at the same time, it's bringing protons. Now, we're talking magnetic lines of force are sweeping the protons that were shot off the backside of the sun and are bringing them around to hit the Earth in what they call a glancing blow. So we're very familiar with action at a distance, and the fact. The other thing that I didn't notice, and I was wondering, this NIBIRU, this red dwarf that's coming into our solar, or that is in our solar system, and then will be leaving it, will be traveling with a
companions.
Companions. I don't know what to call it.
A debris, or maybe more accurately, a debris field.
A debris field, clutter. And what happens is, as it travels through the universe, now it's a galaxy. Let's say it goes through the galaxy. It collects rocks and other bodies. Sort
of like a huge vacuum sweeper.
Kind of, because it has a gravitational pull.
Right.
And they are already expecting a near Earth encounter of a what they're calling an asteroid that may be one of the debris objects that are around this red dwarf.
Right. And did you know that here in my county, the next county west of you, actually 2 counties west of you, Crawford County, there's a meteor crater in Crawford County, Missouri, 13 miles in diameter.
Well, it's not very well advertised.
No, it's kept. In fact, once I found this out, I started looking. Most of us are aware of the meteor crater down in Arizona. It's an old Route 66 tourist attraction, and I was there as a child. There's a string of these large craters in almost a straight line right across the United States, with this one in Crawford County being one of them.
So what would that be, about 38 degrees latitude?
Yes, pretty close, maybe slightly less, yeah.
Yeah, I've been worried because I noticed that the last meteor shower to fall fell in the Colorado Rockies and may have been implicated in some of those fires up there, or the ones in Utah. And that seemed a little far north to me. And but of course we know about Kamchatka, Russia, and that was very far north.
Right.
So we can't expect, in our grade school, in our elementary education, let's put it that way, in the minds that we came out of public school with, everything falls vertically.
Right.
And there are no, what do you want to call it? There are no complex lines involved.
Right.
Right. We're talking about things that are going to be happening to us in our lifetime that are being that we have to generalize. We have to think about them not as straight up and down or left and right or that way. We have to think of them as coming in wherever the lines of force take them. And that means that even far north we could be hit by a near-Earth object such as an asteroid. Now, this asteroid that's coming in is about 2/3 the size of a football field. It's a piece of rock as far as I know. I don't know if they've characterized it other than that. And on the Torino scale, it's at a 4. Now, that means that when it hits, and where it hits, it will cause regional destruction. If the distance between the Earth and this near-Earth object, this asteroid, has been calculated, and the NASA people are following it and recalculating its orbit constantly, and this is all posted up at spaceweather.com. And you can go in there and look at the orbit, and you will see, as you can, one of the animations they have is that you can move this animation forward in time. And if you move it forward in time, you can see the distance, calculated distance, that is extrapolated, calculated distance, get down to 0 and then actually become negative on February 16th. Now, I think that this probably is part of the debris field from this red dwarf.
It may very well be. It may very well be, Ann.
And I want to caution people about two things. One is keep an eye on this asteroid and find out. I mean, by the time it gets here, they'll know where it's going to land.
Right.
If it hits on the ground, on the Earth, there will be mass devastation the size of the country of Luxembourg. This 2012 DA-14 will be coming into the ecliptic of our solar system, and it's been in our solar. It's been circulating around for 3 years. They've known about it for 3 years. It did not come from the asteroid belt. It probably was. I mean, I'm just going to say probably because I don't know, but then they haven't said. But it might be a clutter from this red dwarf that is going to cause some problems for us soon. Right. I mean, we're probably already in the window of trouble. I mean,
there's no probably about it. These Earth changes that I talk about every morning are directly related to NIBIRU, Planet X, Wormwood. Go ahead.